Hello, everybody. Bamsky here. Hey, I was listening to a radio station here, down here in the DMV, and they was babbling about how Trump babbled about Tylenol. He didn't know what acetaminophen was, etc. Apparently needed it. His Secretary of Health and Human of Health, that would be RFK. Anyways, he's messing up on the teleprompter. He's a fool. Anyway, so you're calling and people are talking about should a pregnant woman take acetaminophen, right? I'm not going to mention the brand name. We all know who makes acetaminophen, right? Again, what I tell you for those who that are dumbbells. I and then talking about some people said then they got into the high black mother death rate and the high black infant death rate. And of course, those who don't have any kids or had them 100 years ago saying, well, this is because of what black people eat. You can get 10 black people and they'll probably be eating 10 different things, right? That's just the way it is. Not everybody's, just because we're all black don't mean that, even if we're all family members, doesn't mean that we're all going to eat the same goddamn thing. I don't know how some black people get these stupid ideas, but they get them because they read the white press, the legacy media, as you call it. And then you get a bunch of people on there that don't know anything. They want to throw rocks at black people because black people stop voting democratically. Voting the way you want to vote. Personally, me, I'd be voting Green Party because the Democrats and Republicans, they're both attached to the same buzzard, vulture. Anyways, the reason why you have a high infant and high maternal death rate, where you have higher those, is because you have explicit racism. You have explicit bias. You have systemic racism. The United States was built on racism. Racism is built into everything that you do, including Social Security, right? Hell, every law that's baked into is aimed toward making black people's lives bad, right? Ah, this is a very hateful country, but then again, for anybody who says, well, if you don't like it, Jack Justice, why don't you leave? And my reply to you, like I replied to others before, why don't you make me? Yeah. Now that we got that little bit out the way, let's continue. Okay, so the thing is this though, you get a lot of people they babble about. And everybody always wants to talk about black people's diet, right? Before you talk about black people's diet and you're a black person, you need to look in the mirror and give yourself a check what you eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all right? And then you got to know 10 black women and see what their diets are before you can make a dumbass comment like that, okay? That's how that goes. Me, of course, I take a different route. I'm not going to blame the victim because that's so convenient. And if you're black and living in America, man, you get jacked around all the time. But unlike white people, we never play the victim card. We never cry, we never whine, we don't play the victim card. All right? So, I'm simply saying the reason why you have a black infant death rate, a white mother's death rate in these hospitals is because you have systemic racism, ignorance on the part of the staff, and just plain old hate. I don't know. In fact, I'm going to be doing another one about how these nurses harm black infants. One in particular out there in Richmond, Richmond, Virginia, right? So I don't want anybody to say, well, Jack, just it's because of what the parents eat. No, in the hospital, it is because of what the staff is and what the staff does or does not do. All right. But with that one, I gotta go because hey, I just want to set the record straight of why we have such a high, why we have a high death rate in America, because you have these racist people in these hospitals. Oh well, I'm on sleep.